I'm Bruce Feiler, a New York Times columnist and the author of the new book, The Secrets of Happy Families. I was frustrated as a parent. Our house was chaotic, our lives were just out of control, and I was tired of all the experts giving it the same stale advice, and I went looking for new ideas. And though I vowed I would never do this, here are 5 tips to make your family happier. Tip number 1, don't worry about family dinner. Parents are told, you must have dinner, it's great for your kids. But the problem is, it doesn't work in many of our lives. Turns out, you dig deeper, the news is good for parents. There's only 10 minutes of productive time in any family meal. You can move that to any time of day and have the benefits. Can't have family dinner? Try family breakfast. Bedtime snack, even one meal a week has benefits on the weekend. So tip number 1, don't worry about family dinner. Tip number 2, let your kids pick their punishments. We're told as parents, order your kids around, take control, but as any parent knows, it doesn't work all the time. Turns out there's research that if you let your kids set their own goals and make their own schedules, evaluate their own work, they build up their brains and take more responsibility for their lives. We now have a weekly family meeting in my house where we say what's working, what's not working, and we pick 2 things to focus on. We let our kids pick their own rewards and punishments. Boy, they're much better at it than we are. So tip number 2, let your kids pick their punishments. Tip number 3, tell your family history. Researchers gave kids a simple do you know test. Do you know where your grandparents were born? Where your parents went to high school? Somebody in your family who had a difficult situation like an illness that they overcame. Kids who scored highest on this test had higher self-esteem and a greater sense of control over their lives. This knowing about family history was the #1 predictor of emotional health and well-being. So teach your kids they're part of something longer. Tip number 4, cancel date night. We've all been told, date night is good for couples, but it turns out just go to dinner and a movie ain't gonna have much help. You need to do something new, get lost, try a new recipe, go to a new part of town. If you do something together, you'll rekindle those chemicals of when you first were falling in love. So cancel date night. And the last thing is, ditch the sex talk. The talk, we're told, with the birds and the bees. But it turns out, if you wait till the kids are 12 or 14, it's too late. They have bad information and they're tuning you out. As early as 18 months old, research shows, you have to start telling kids about positive body parts, positive sexuality. Even being romantic with your partner in front of your kids teaches them a healthy sexual relationship. So the point is, you don't need a grand scheme. You don't need big new plans. You need to take small steps and accumulate small wins, and your family will be happier. I'm Bruce Feiler, the author of The Secrets of Happy Families, and those are 5 tips to make your family happier.